storm. Hear the difference in the wind when dark clouds form and start to turn. I'll run again, far away when the hurricane comes in.
Hello everyone, FSG here, hope you're all doing well. Yes, we did say we'd wait a few months and come back, and we are back. It is April now, and we are in the midst of a pretty bad rainstorm. And you know what? More than that, there is a twister not far from where we are. I've never seen one. So I'm going to jump in the truck, and I'm going to go and see what we can see. I'm very excited. Hopefully, it's not doing any damage, but we'll basically make a quick detour. Have a look at this for posterity. Maybe take a few photos and things like that. Hopefully it's not impacting any of the local farmers. But after that, we'll come back and we will talk what's going on with the farm. As you can see, we've got some rather large animals there now, which is really exciting. So let's just get out of here. Beg your pardon, truck. Head up here. Now somebody said it was along here somewhere, so I'm just going to have my wits about me. I don't want to get into either trouble or, worse than that, my safety. But let's see what we can find. I think maybe down this road. And there we go. Look at that. That's a bit of one. Look at the tree damage in the front as well. It's just moving over farmland at the moment, so people are safe, no issues, but I've never seen a twister before. Well, I think that's more than enough excitement for one day. We will go back to the farm. It really isn't far away, but it's tracking in a different direction, so we should be good. But yes, bit of excitement to start the episode off, and a little bit more excitement to come. So while it's raining, let me talk through what's happening with our animals. Right, here we are back to relative safety, and yes, I think probably the biggest change you can see from previous episodes is our animals got big. Look at them. All now of breeding age, which is super exciting. What we're going to do is we're going to get a bull. We're going to get a bull and start breeding, because we can start to really... If we can duplicate the size of the herd and keep doing that each year, we are in a very, very good spot. The other thing we can do as well is come over here, because we now have, I think it's another 5 animals of breeding age on the milk side as well, which is super, super exciting. So they can be moved now over to this shed with these cows and the bull in here, and we can see if we can make some calves as well at this point. Let me pop this gate. And just to check on the cows in here as well, if you remember, these are our 2 pregnant cows as well. We go to here. They are doing well, a few months away from having their babies at the moment, but everybody healthy and everybody happy. So, what we're going to do, first things first, we are going to move the big cows out of this pen here. I think we've only got one small one now. We're going to move those into this shed over here. And then we're going to see what the dealer has got in terms of any bulls down at the animal sell point, and see if there's anything we can do there. So, for that, we need to borrow the trailer as well. So, let's head down, let's grab that trailer, and see what kind of bulls he's got on the offing as well. Right, here we are at the co-op. There's one of our fields. If you remember in the last episode, we got the anhydrous in and got that prepped. We are going to do some planting. As soon as this weather calms down, we are going to do some planting. It might not even be today, because it looks like it's going to be wet for a lot of the day. So we'll just have to keep tabs on that. But As soon as we can get into the fields, we will, and it is all corn we're going for. We're going to go all out on the corn. We don't need... We've got wheat in the ground, of course, that we planted last year, and basically it's going to be cash crop. We don't need much in the way of bales. We have everything we need for TMR at the moment, so we should make some money out of some crops if we can. So, sadly, looking here, the only Angus bull they have is the name. Concerns me anyway, even before we looked at its stats, but Sleepy Jacob. Also not old enough to breed yet, but equally very low basically across all counts there. So I think we're just going to have to wait a little bit longer and see what else comes up. Got Hereford bull there that looks pretty good, but still too young. So yes, I think we might just wait and see what happens. I'd like to keep Angus and keep them purebred, so we might have to just wait and see what comes up. Maybe this morning's deliveries or over the next few days. What we will do though is take that trailer and go and shift the animals around while we can. He said we can keep a hold of it for a little while as well, so that's good. And maybe we'll run it back when an appropriate bull arrives. There we go, all set up. Right, see you back at the yard. So let's just roll around here, get this reversed in, and into the other shed, and then, who knows? Might have more calves on our hands. There we go. Let's just pop this gate here. So what are we looking at? Not that one. It's 9 months. 12 months. So we want this one. This one. This one. This one. And this one. Move to trailer. Okay, all moved, and the poor little calf stuck on his own there, so maybe we'll buy a few more as well. But that's good. Let's close these gates so little guy doesn't escape. And let's get these over to the other shed. Perfect job to do when it's throwing it down with rain is moving animals about. Right, there we go, 5 selected again. Let's move them to husbandry. I'm not sure why it's not moving them all in one go, but let's get them dropped into there. And then they've got enough food on the go, which is good. So there we go. Well done. There we go. Happy bunch of cows in there. We'll park this up for now. We'll keep an eye on this rain. And we'll start planning a few things. But yeah, we're going to have to wait until the weather perks up a little bit, aren't we? Right. Let's leave that there. Now, the eagle-eyed of you will have spotted already that maybe there is something new on the farm, and there it is, the 4455. We could not turn this down. It was a like-for-like swap with the Traction King. The Traction King, we'd had issues with the gearbox and certain things. So this came up at auction, and we just thought, for the same price we were paying for the Traction King, we took out a loan deal to get ourselves this. I haven't used it in anger yet, but I'm so looking forward to getting the planting done with this. A really robust tractor, really sturdy, powerful beast. So, yeah, nice to have some green on the farm. Not sure how it's going to look attached to loads of red equipment, so for the purists amongst you, I apologise up front. Now we do have a couple of big bags of seed, and a little bit might need to buy some more fertiliser as well, but we've got enough probably to get started. The only thing we don't have is a planter, so that's probably one of our next steps once the weather calms down, is to head down to the dealer and see what they've got in terms of planters. Well, there you go, it's one of those days. Not happy with the rain. We have now got hail. It is brutal out here at the moment. Definitely not possible to do anything, although forecast is for brighter weather this afternoon, so we're just going to have to hope for the best here. But yeah, no farming work being done today at all. Right, so it's nearly lunchtime. At least the hail stopped, and you can see we've got some blue clouds poking through now. But the exciting thing is we've had a call from the animal dealer. Look at what has come in this morning's. We have got this guy. $2,200, so quite expensive, but look at that. Extremely high, extremely high, extremely high. Quality very high. I mean, we're going to pay for it. We're going to pay for the privilege, but think of the outcome that we could get from that. So there are a couple more in there, but absolutely, this is our guy. So let's head down and let's go and pick him up now and drop him straight into the field. I mean, honestly, it is sheer chance that a quality bull like that arrived. We have no say over what comes in. So to have that land is absolutely fantastic. Very, very excited about that. So let's reverse up here. Let's grab this quickly, get him down to the yard, and we'll take things from there. Now, I think we'll have a little game, shall we? What should we call our bull? We'll give him a name. I saw one of the other bulls had a name, so I think we should name our bull, and that is something I'm going to let you lot decide what you do. Obviously, keep it clean, family show and all of that, but let's give him a name and just give him a bit of personality, shall we? So there we go. Yes, look, there's Beautiful Orson. We don't want Beautiful Orson. We want this guy, UK 501-830-110024. It's not that catchy, is it? But let's buy him. I do want to purchase him. Thank you very much indeed. Right, he's all loaded up. Let's head home. Look at these roads, look at the water on them still. It is still raining, and yeah, it's going to take a while for the land to dry out, I think. But we will try and do a bit of planting if we can. It all depends on whether or not we can get a planter first, but I think we'll be okay. But this is quite an exciting moment, I think, really, isn't it? We've really developed this herd over the months. We've just kept it fed, we've looked after it. We obviously lost that one calf very early on, which was very sad, but luckily since then we've had no other issues, so great, really. So let's introduce this new fella. He's not going to know what's hit him. Oh, what a treat. Let's introduce him to the new herd, and like I said, what are we going to call him? There he is. He is in. Let's go and check. And then just leave him alone to get on with things, if you know what I mean. There he is. Right down at the bottom. 29 animals available to him. Do your thing, man. Make us some money. But yes, definitely, we need to give him a good name. Right, animal trailer dropped off. We are back at the farm. I am going to grab the new tractor, and we're going to run down to the dealership and see what they've got in the way of planters for us. Right, just checking here. It is just lunchtime now. We have got a window before 5 PM tonight, before it rains again. So I think what we'll do is we'll try and get something planted in the next couple of hours if we can. Hopefully it's not too wet underground, but first things first, let's fire this up and let you hear it for the first time. There we go. Right. Let's go and see if we can find an appropriate planter. Not a fast tractor, 20 miles an hour, top speed, but hopefully we're not going to be using it for much hauling work, so yeah, it'll be in the field most of the time, operating at field speeds as the other field we need to plant as well, plus the other one around the corner nearest to the store. So what we might do, if we do find something appropriate at the store, we might go and grab the truck, I'd like to maybe buy a small trailer and we can move seed and fertilizer around and load in the field rather than having to come out of the field with a tractor and go and refill elsewhere. So definitely a little bit of admin, but it will set us up and save us a lot of time beyond that. So let's see how we get on. Right, here we are, and there is our baler still getting looked at and repaired. Not giving up on it yet, but there's a strong possibility that we may sell it if we can't get to the bottom of what the problem is. But let's go and see what they've got for us. So planters, lots of choice. Horsepower is going to be our biggest challenge with this. 150 for that though, that looks pretty nice, doesn't it? That would work. That would work potentially with our tractor. I'm just going to track my horsepower now on my tractor. Yeah, we're 158 and that's 150 needed. Oh, we've got this one. Very small. 150 horsepower still. I'm going to bite the bullet. I am going to go for this one. 1730. Liquid fertilizer tanks on top. So we would need to buy some liquid fertilizer if we wanted, or we could just go with the seeding. I think we'll just go for the seeder one, I think. In fact, I'm going to take ridge markers off it as well. There we go. 6.7 meters. And at 22,000, right, now I need to watch because we do need a combine soon. So I'm going to HP this as well. Relatively small deposit. Let's go for 10% and let's go for a max deal. That really brings our monthly costs down. So we'll go for option 4 here. There we go. Now we might be close to the wire on this in terms of horsepower, but we could get the tractor tuned as well. I think we could probably bump the horsepower on the tractor ever so slightly for a fee. That looks fantastic, doesn't it? I am very excited for that. Right, I think we're going to go straight into the field, just up there. If nothing else, it's a good test for it. So, the seed that's down at the farm, in the big bags, we'll need to collect. So what I'll do, get this hooked up, and then we'll take it from there. Here we go, a little scuttle along the road here. Hopefully no traffic is going to come around the corner while we're heading this way, because we are pretty wide, and look at that. As soon as I say it, he appears. But I think we've got away with it. Yep. Right. Into the field, and then we'll go and get the truck and load up with the seed bags. Right, here we are. Let's see how many of these we can fit in here. I think we'll probably get both of those bags in. There we go. Ratcheted up. Ready to go. Let's get these down to the field. Now, like I said, I decided to not put the fertilizer tanks on. I think what we'll do with that is we will get the crop in the ground and then decide how much fertilizer it wants, because you can over compensate and put too much fertilizer on when you're planting. So we will put it on when the time is right. I think it's the best thing to do. Yes, it means an extra step. It might be the right thing to do. So, like I said, let's get this down to the field. Let's get this seeder loaded up. Let's go do some planting. There we go, filling up with seed. Decent capacity in this as well. There we go. Okay, let's close those boxes off. And let us go and get this done. I am excited. New equipment, new year, new crops. We're in more control. Remember, we inherited some really badly managed and looked after crops last year. I'm going to turn my truck off actually. There was a lot of weeds in them, the yield wasn't very good, so the ability to control all of that this year is very exciting. So, let's jump in. Let's plant some fields. Right, there we go, all fired up. And we are planting. How exciting. Right. I've just realised I've got all my case gear on and I'm in a green tractor. There are going to be people coming to look for me. Anyway, we've got a field to plant, so let's get on with it. Right, this is very enjoyable, gotta say. Running like a dream. Now, what I have thought while I've been doing this is, I think it would be nice to have the fertilizer tanks on. I was trying to cut costs, but the reality is, it would make total sense to have those on. They are a retrofit, and the store have said they'd do them. So I think before we do the other two fields, we might just go and get it fitted. So let's get this field finished anyway. We obviously have a layer of fertilisation on this already because we cultivated in after the crops last time, which has given us a good start point. But no, definitely, I think. Why would you do two extra tasks when you could do it in one? So yeah, a little bit. Maybe my head. I'm not thinking straight, but that makes total sense to me. So as we're so close to the shop, we'll head back there. And they'll bolt those on as soon as we get there. So, but we'll get this field finished. It's working well. The deers are out, so that's nice. And yeah, we'll see you when the field is finished. Right, here we go. We are just finishing off this last little corner, and we are done. Now, I've just been thinking again, whilst this is going back to shop to get the liquid fertilizer tanks added, this needs a roll as well. So we might as well roll it right away. Because it's the sort of thing you forget about, or the first growth stage comes, and you're like, I forgot to roll it. But why do we not just do it now? That would make total sense. Also, the other thing we're going to need is a trailer to pull the liquid fertilizer. So we've got the truck here as well. So we've got a few different things that we can get on with now, but let's get this to the shop. Let's drop it off and get those tanks fitted. Let's pick up a roller. Let's get a trailer. Let's get some liquid fertilizer. And let's come back. Well, first and foremost, let's come back to this field, but then obviously we can move on to the other fields to start planting those as well. Right, here we are. We have just invested in this rather nice gooseneck trailer, but what it does mean is that I need to just drop that off there, and we're going to load everything onto the trailer. It's great though. It means we can move more around. I was going to get something smaller, but then I thought, why would you? You've got the opportunity to have something like this that could become very handy indeed. So let's load these two up. There we go. In fact, let's take all three of them, and might as well take this liquid lime while we're here as well. And that is us sorted from a practical perspective. Supplies. And now let's go and get the tractor. Right, here we are. We'll leave this here for now. We don't need anything on that, but just swap the two of them over. And we'll go and find a nice roller too. I'm conscious that I have spent now a fair bit of money. So we only have 100k left in the bank, and being very conscious that I'll need a combine at some point very soon. I need to be careful, but for now, the roller's going to come in more handy than a combine sitting in the shed for the next few months. So there we go. That barely fits up the ramp there, but it does, so that's good. Let's drop this off at the doors here and see, like I said, see what they've got in terms of a set of rollers. Right, a few nice options here, and relatively cheap, some of them as well. So, interesting. I want a mulcher, I want a roller. They go bigger in size. Okay, no, not that. I think this 20-foot land roller is good. 6.1 meters. Better put a triangle on it for safety. It's heavy though, wow. 3.7 tons. We're going to need some weight on the front of the tractor as well. But we're down to 100,000 in the bank. This is only 15.8. Do you know what? I'm going to buy this. I've said it already, but I don't want us to... our monthly payments have become too much across too much equipment. So we'll buy that because it's not crazy priced. There it is. Look at that. It's huge. It's going to do a great job. And we'll just configure this to have some weight on the front of it as well. There we go. 1,650 pounds on the front. That should counter it slightly, which is good. Obviously a little cost for that as well, but there we go. Okay. There's the weights on the front now. We'll leave, like I said, this to get those tanks added. And we'll go rolling. Right, so here we are. Back at the field. I cannot wait to give this a go. And like I said, it's part of doing it properly, right? Getting the optimal yield we can out of our fields. So let's jump in, drop this down, see how we get on. Right, absolutely loving this. It moves at 100 miles an hour. Well, realistically it doesn't, but it feels like that because it goes very fast. So we'll get this field done in no time at all. I think we've still got the weather window to get the other fields planted as well, if the shop can turn around those adjustments to the planter in time. So all looking good, and as you can see, the dealer gave me some new merch because he said it just wasn't acceptable to be sitting in a green tractor with red merch on. So he kitted us out with some John Deere stuff as well, so thank you to him for that. But that is us for now. We're going to push on, get this field finished, and then we'll join you again in the next episode to finish off the planting. But what an episode. Oh, so much has changed in those few months we've been off, and it's really nice to be able to show it to you. So on that note, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Take care. Bye for now.